Hello everyone. Do a little bit of ASMR tapping in this one. I am back with another pick a card reading. And tonight I have 5 decks that I'm going to be working with for your reading. And tonight what I thought I would do is I'm going to shuffle the first deck that we're going to use, which is this one. I'm going to pick 4 piles, or 4 cards for each pile, 1 for each pile. And I thought that I would ask Spirit to send me the question that we want to ask. So there's a theme for each of these readings. And I thought that, yeah, we would leave it up to Spirit. Okay. So the decks that I'm using tonight are the I Am Affirmations by Barr, which is Beachbody. I have the Starseed Oracle deck by Hay House. I have the Enchanted map deck. I have the Divine Tarot, or Tarot of the Divine. And I have the Rider-Waite deck here. So, because this deck is brand new, I thought that I would use that one instead of the I Am Affirmations that I've been using the last few. I'm just going to light my candles here really quickly. Get that started. Just give us a little bit of light. Apologize if there's a shadow, because it is nighttime here where I am. So I did pre-shuffle these decks just to save some time, but I'm going to shuffle this one and ask Spirit, what do we need to know? What's coming through is what your Spirit wants, or what Spirit wants you to know about your strength. What Spirit wants you to know about your strength? Okay, Spirit, give us the 4 piles. So pile number 1. Pile number 2. Pile number 3. Pile number 4. Looks like my candles did not actually light. Or maybe I put them out when I was shuffling. Alright, so let's turn them over. We have Wide Open. Okay, so that's the first pile, Wide Open. We have Spark. Wow, these are turning out really good. This was the right deck to go with. Golden Palace. Protecting Treasure. Okay, so the question is, what is my strength? And so there will be a timestamp for each pile if you like to pick with crystal. So I will do the crystal selection right now. So I'm going to do this beautiful tiger's eye for pile number 1. I'm going to go with the orange calcite for pile number 2. I'm going to do this beautiful Xenotime for pile number 3. And the Amethyst for pile number 4. So choose your pile, and then we're gonna meet you at that pile, or you can listen to the whole thing if you want. It's really up to you. What is your strength? All right. Hi, pile number 1. You chose wide open, beautiful card, a woman who is standing on a rock, looking out at the sky, and it looks like maybe a beautiful butterfly or maybe a fairy that she's looking up at. So we're just gonna choose your cards. I'm going to give you one I am affirmation card. Okay. We have one I am affirmation card. We're going to do the Starseed Oracle cards. I'm going to take 2 Starseed Oracle cards for you, pile number 1. And then we're going to take 2 more from the beautiful Enchanted map deck. We're taking now from this beautiful Divine Tarot deck, which I really, really like. That's my candles. Okay, Spirit, give us the cards that will help pile number 1 with what is their strength. I'm going to do 5 tarot cards. Actually 6. Okay, so I'm just going to move this one into the corner here. And we've got your top beautiful tiger's eye. Okay, so your affirmation card is I am compassionate. I move with consciousness and care and practice self-forgiveness to love myself as I am. Wow, that is definitely a strength right there. Okay, this is, wow, pile number 1, this is beautiful. So you're wide open, compassionate. Okay, so you've got the Cosmic card. Wow, this is really speaking. I think I have a really good idea about what your strength is. Pile number 1, devotion, potency, make your life a moving prayer. Wow, this is beautiful reading already. Okay, I'm just gonna move these out of the way so we have some space. Okay, and your other oracle card, a new earth. It's happening. Keep holding the vision. Yes, you are a very important part of what's happening right now on Earth. Let me tell you, you've got dry desert. Okay. All right, interesting. I'm going to put that one there. Desert. And your other oracle card is intention. Okay, intention. Okay, now do your cards for, oh, the Tower. Okay, the Tower. We've got Ace of Cups. Nice. Two of Cups. Okay. The Empress. Beautiful card. The colors in this deck are just an art absolute favorite. Knight of Cups. This one comes up a lot for me in my readings, when I'm doing readings. And we have Queen of Coins. Okay. Now, we may need to get some clarification, but I'm just going to spread out the cards so we can see everything clearly. Okay, here we go. Wow, pile number one. Okay, let me just take a moment to review what we have here. What is your strength? Well, if we look at the beginning, you started with wide open. So this may mean that you are just like an open book, that you're a very loving person, that your heart, even the shape of the stone that you chose is almost heart-like. And so you may be a very, very compassionate person. You may be, may have your, you may be doing something with service to others. You're definitely, I would say, on a path of service to others, but in terms of what you do for a living, you may be a nurse or a personal PSW, personal support worker. You may work with the homeless, or maybe you volunteer and help with the homeless, or maybe you work with disadvantaged children or youth. If you're not already working in those fields, then you may be transitioning into those fields. I know that it could be that you are here and your purpose that's coming through is to work with healing people, helping people who are sick, maybe with cancer, just really helping. Something actually that I heard the other day is that they have, they have birth doulas. Well, they also have death doulas, and if, as much as we tend to not want to talk about death in Western society, we kind of avoid it. I liked the idea of, if you are in a place, or you have a loved one who's in a place where they are getting ready to pass on, they have cancer or something where they know that death is kind of imminent, then it might be nice to have somebody there who is there to kind of comfort you and help ease you into the next sort of stage. Sorry, just a second. My cat wanted to come in. Okay, so definitely you, and it talks about self-forgiveness, and that is so important, to really heal your own heart. And the more that we learn, the more that we're able to heal our own hearts, the better able we will be to give love to other people and to be a light to other people who will need us, or may need us to help them through these hard times. Because every soul has to go through this spiritual growth and this ascension process. Some people are further ahead than others in the sense that they're more aware of what's going on. They've been awake for a while. It doesn't mean they're better. It just means that they may have done this journey more, I don't want to say more times before, or they just have maybe more experience as a soul, so they woke up a little quicker. The cosmic heart tells me that you are somebody who is very connected with your divinity. You're very connected with God, with the higher power, with your source. And if you're feeling disconnected, that happens from time to time. But I get the sense that you have a pretty strong connection already. You may have a faith that you follow, that may be where your service to others is helpful, or where you've developed that connection. And it says make your life a moving prayer, and I really like that, because often we think that we have to go to church to be close with God, or we only pray once a day or twice a day, and that's our time with God. But really, there's all day and every day we can have those moments with God. So whenever we come back to, a moment of clarity, a moment of focus, where we're not thinking, we're just present in the moment, that is a gift from God, and that is the time when we can be in prayer. Devotion and potency, to me, that says that you're somebody who your strength is really coming from source. You really have that conviction and that certainty and trust in our higher power, in our creator. And that is super important, because you're never alone when you have God in your life. A new earth, and your strength is that you're here to help, to be the bridge for humanity, to help humanity to get over that bridge from 3D to 5D. And it's not an actual place per se, it's more of like a way of being in the world. So we're not going to be in a different world in the sense that like we're getting on like an airplane and traveling to another place physically. It's more of we're going to a different place with our intention, with our thoughts, and our reality will change in certain ways to adapt to our vibration, to the vibration that we're putting out. Well, if we look at the dry desert card, this may be the challenge that you face, is that perhaps you tend to take life very seriously. Perhaps you've been hurt by people before. Maybe you compassion and love and open-heartedness came very easily to you, but you've hit kind of a dry point where you feel like you're not safe to be vulnerable, you're not safe to share your love freely. Maybe you lost somebody important in your life, or maybe you are waiting for that kind of perfect companion to come into your life. And so this is something to keep an eye out for. It doesn't mean that there's never really bad things that come up. It's just there's going to be challenges along the way. And I get the sense that you may have to walk some of this journey alone before you find your people, before you find people who, you know, want to do this with you, want to serve with you, alongside you, hand in hand, and they're coming. Just keep praying for them and they will come. They will come. We all have our people. And you will find them too, or they will find you when the time is right. You may have a mentor coming into your life, or you may be a mentor for somebody. But look how beautiful this is. Like, the beauty of the desert is, I guess it's dry. You may not be able to find water easily. There may be nothing growing other than some cacti. But you have a beautiful view. You have a great perspective of the land. So there is that. That is positive. And intention. So intention is super, super important. And I get the sense that you are a person who understands the importance of intention. So everything that we do, we want to really pay attention and be present and be aware and focused of what our intentions are when we do things, especially for other people. Sometimes we will do things out of a sense of obligation, or we want to be seen in a certain way, you know, maybe as a hard worker. We want to be seen as somebody who has it all together, somebody who's perfect, somebody who always does the right thing. You know, martyrdom never helps anyone. So it's really important to do things and let them come from your heart when you're doing them. It's not easy because all of us do have routines and we go through the motions of our day, especially if we have kids, husbands, parents that we're taking care of. We do things because we feel that they need to be done, and nobody else is going to do them. And don't be afraid to ask for help either. Don't be afraid to set your intention to have source back you up when you need strength, because your strength does come from source directly. So source spirit wants you to know that setting the intention is going to give you the desired outcome as much as possible. And sometimes things don't turn out, and that could be because that's not the way it's that source can see things from a different perspective that you maybe can't see. Source can see everything from a bird's eye view, and sometimes we don't understand why things happen the way they do, but usually in the end we learn a lesson from it and things work out. So we have to trust that God can see what we can't. All right, so let's just dive in here to your tarot. The Tower. This could be something that you need to let go of from your life, something that may be crumbling. I know that all the old systems in the world are beginning to break down and crumble. The way that things have been done in the past, the way that things are still being done, a lot of things behind closed doors and swept under the rug, and just kind of a really dishonest kind of system that benefits a small portion of the population. And I get the sense that this could be on a grand scale, since you seem to be a very integral part of this system, in the sense that you're a light worker and you're here to help raise the vibration of humanity. This may be a warning to watch out, to be careful, to protect yourself from what's coming. Just to be aware, not to be afraid. You can always call on the archangels for protection. Archangel Michael is good to call on for protection, as well as your soul guides and your guardian angels. So something could be coming, could be fairly soon. I get the sense that it's going to be fast and furious, like a lot of thunderstorms can be very quick. They roll through, and they seem kind of scary and loud and bright, but once they're gone, you know, a lot of beautiful things come after the rain. So just be ready, but not afraid. Don't be afraid. And then it looks like we've got the Ace of Cups and the Two of Cups. So something is going to be, your cups are going to be filled. You're going to be receiving something. It could be a gift. It could be some, I don't get the sense that it's financial. That may be more, more applicable if it was coins or pentacles. But with cups, I get the sense that you're going to be transformed in some way. Something's going to happen. Maybe the event that comes where everything kind of crumbles, and something happening perhaps internally. Often what's happening outside of us is a reflection of the journey that we need to take inside. So if our outer world is chaos, there's definitely something going on in our inner world that needs to change. So I get the sense that you're going to go through something. It could be a dark night of the soul if you haven't already reached that stage in your journey. And after that, you're going to have some beautiful benefits coming in the form of lessons. Your vibration could be raised as a result. You'll have may have somebody coming into your life, somebody important. Could be a partner, could be a new friend, could be a mentor. Somebody's going to come into your life, and it's going to be a good situation for you, I think. But I really like this one, getting the sense that you're going to be filled up. Maybe your energy has been running low, so you're going to get a replenishment there. And the Empress, I get the sense that there's definitely beauty on the way for you. I get the sense that you need some motherly energy. One of the things that is really important for us to do is to make sure that we care for our inner child, to make sure that we are recognizing the ways that perhaps we were hurt as children, and the wounds that we sustained as children. Could be abandonment wounds, or issues around trust, or could be actual physical abuse. But any trauma that you may have encountered as a child, it's really important for you to go back and provide that parental soothing of the wounds and healing of the wounds that you may not have gotten as a child. You go back in your mind to yourself and picture yourself as a 3, 4, 5, 6-year-old child, depending on when you feel like the trauma was endured, and you go back and have a loving chat with that part of you. And you may go back more than once. You may go back several times. But basically, you just want to go back and provide assurance to that part of yourself, that because that part of yourself still exists. And if you don't heal the wounds that you had, the inner child or the inner teenager or the inner adolescent, those parts of you keep trying to come back and resolve what happened. So it may be through different addictions or behaviors that may not be appropriate as an adult. So if you can try to provide that beautiful motherly energy to yourself, whether you're a man or a woman, everybody has feminine and masculine energy within them. So providing yourself with that loving energy and trying to help yourself heal those wounds could be with the help of a therapist or a guide, but that's going to be really important for you. And this one, every time I see this one, I think there's a journey. Something is beginning. So you may be getting ready to go somewhere. You may be getting ready to make a change in your life. It could be career. It could be a career change, or, like I said at the beginning, moving into an industry where you're helping. So there's that one. And then this beautiful Queen of Coins. And to me, this says that in the end, your power is within you. It's within your heart. The riches and the abundance is within you as well. So we have the outer manifestation of abundance, which can be seen in as many different things. It could be money, it could be time, it could be family around you, all the things that you hold dear. Those are your abundance. It's not necessarily just money, but when you are grateful for the things that you have and you continually make those a walking prayer of thanks and appreciation, then you hold the key to, this signifies kind of the darkness that can be in your life, or the temptation to do bad, but she's holding him at bay. She's controlling him, and he's staying away, and she's holding the key or the power or the abundance in her hand, and you have that as well. I'm just going to do 3 more cards just to get a little bit more information. Spirit, can you just give us a little more? Okay. Usually when cards just fly out like that, you listen, okay? I'm seeing that these are kind of somber. Okay. Okay, so we've got the Ace of Wands here. We've got the 8 of Swords, and we've got the 7 of Swords. Interesting, okay. So it looks as if something is beginning, perhaps a fight, perhaps a battle that you will need to wage, and this is likely within. Something may be coming up that you need to tackle, but I get the sense that you're going to deal with it differently. You're not going to repeat the same patterns that you have in the past. You're going to recognize, and you're going to have intention, and you're going to make a different choice. And this one, to me, you may not see what's coming, and you may judge yourself for how you're choosing to deal with things. You may have some guilt, so maybe it's about setting boundaries. Sometimes it's hard to say no to people when we're so used to people pleasing and saying yes all the time. But in the end, you're going to walk away, get rid of all that guilt, forgive yourself, and move on. Thank you, pile number 1. This is really good reading. Give me a like if you enjoyed this. Please subscribe, turn on notifications, and I'll see you in the next video. Hi, pile number 2. You chose the beautiful beautiful spark card along with the orange calcite. And this is a beautiful card. She is playing the violin, and you can see that she is creating love with her music, with that energy. And it's almost as if she's not quite fully there, like she's a bit ethereal. Yeah, so let's get your cards. I don't want to go too much into the card before I've had the chance to get your pile ready. Okay, so we're going to give you an I am affirmation card. Spirit, I just ask for pile number 2 just to give us the cards that will help with the question, what is my strength? Okay, there we go. And we're going to get you, we're going to do Starseed Oracle card. Do 2 of those. And then we're going to do two of the Enchanted map cards. And then we have just do a little shuffle here. Okay, I'm going to do 5. I did 6. Okay, let's take a look at your cards. Pile number 1. Spark. Okay. So, I am honest is your affirmation card. I assess my own strengths and move in integrity. It's beautiful. Goes very well with this spark card. Like that. Just going to overlap them a little bit. Okay, and your Starseed Oracle cards. Baby steps. Action. Follow your intuition before it makes sense. Yes, that is a good point. Oh, I'm loving the color scheme here. It's looking really good already. Okay, last one for the Oracle cards. We have Double Mission Lightworker Starseed. Holy moly. Serve the world by being you. This is good. I like this. This reading's looking amazing. Pile number 2. Powerful cards right off the bat. You might be feeling like, maybe this was the right choice. I know that when I do these, when I watch these readings, I'm always like, whatever pile I pick, I'm always like, wow, that was the right pile. So whichever one you're drawn to. Deep freeze. Okay. Things are, I'm going to put that one down here. Actually, I think I still have some space up here. I'm going to put it up here. Deep freeze. Okay. Something's happening. And we have come together. Okay. So we've got a little both there. Okay, let's do your tarot cards. Okay, we've got the 8 of Cups. Got the 3 of Swords. That's cool. I've haven't seen this card yet. This deck is kind of new to me, or I'm new to it, and so I haven't seen all of the cards come up yet. Ooh, we have 2 of Swords, 3 of Swords, and 2 of Swords. Wow. Okay. Looks like you're literally slicing through something. Ooh, another beautiful card. Wow. Queen of Swords. Holy. This is heating up. This is really heating up. That is quite amazing. Oh, I've got Cookie coming in here. I might have to... You're casting a shadow. The cats are both here. They like when I do these readings. Okay, 5 of Cups. We've got lots of feminine energy here. Ooh, definitely. Okay, I want to make sure we can see everything. Okay, and then we've got, wow, 9 of Cups. Okay, this is, wow. Okay, you've got 3 cups, 3 swords. All right, let's get into this. So I'm just going to move these down a little bit while we go through the top row. And I'll pull them back up. So you chose Spark and the orange Calcite and your Affirmation card. So I get the sense that you are somebody that could be an empath, which means you feel the emotions of other people very deeply. So this can be a very big challenge, but it can also be a very big strength. As you can see, she is creating love through an instrument. So you may have an instrument, it may be musical, maybe your voice, you may play piano, or it could be some other creative talent that you have where you're able to really move people emotionally in a positive way. It can bring up sadness. Sometimes we have feelings, like sometimes music can make us feel this deep sadness, but in a way it's beautiful and happy at the same time. It's evoking a really strong emotion. So I get the feeling that that's something that you have the talent to do, and you may or may not know it yet, but that's something that I think that you, pile number 2, that is a strength of yours, and that's something that we're really going to need. Music healing, having high vibration music that wakes people up and helps people heal is going to be super important. So stay with that, pile number 2. And keep your honesty about you. It is so hard to live with integrity in this kind of fake people pleasing reality that we're in, where nobody has any boundaries, and then we're just like a disaster inside because we're not listening to ourselves or what we need in this life. We're busy about worrying about other people's paths, but we're really not focused on our path. And when we're focused on our path, we can have such a beautiful impact on the world. So by going within and making the improvements in ourselves, we're actually going to be better able to help those people outside of us that we're right now trying to help them from, like a low battery or an empty cup. Like if you have an empty cup, you cannot fill up other people's cups. You have nothing to give. So as you assess your own strength. So what is your strength? I would say your strength is awareness, pile number 2. And your integrity is a strength. Being able to be honest with people is not easy. People don't really want, the saying, you want the truth, you can't handle the truth. It is so true. And it is so hard to deliver the truth thinking that somebody's going to be upset by something that you say. And especially if you've ever hurt somebody with your words before, we all have been there. It's really difficult to want to do that. So it's all about finding a way to be as authentic. I was going to say authenticity. be as authentic as you can while still finding a way not to sugarcoat it per se, but to say things to people in a way that's going to really soothe their soul, but also give them that, that honest truth that people really do crave. As much as the truth can be hurtful, it is helpful to grow, to help us grow. Okay, let's take a look at this one. Baby steps. Okay, so you need to take your time getting there. It's not going to be easy, especially if you've been a people pleaser in the past. You may need some time to to recognize your patterns, to recognize when you just say yes because it seems easier, you walk away when things get awkward in conversation, when conflict comes up. I know conflict for me for so long was very, very hard. I avoided it at all costs, and you may be similar, where you just don't want the headache of conflict. And it does have its place to be able to walk away, but what they're saying here is action and follow your intuition before it makes sense. Your intuition is a really integral part of making your way through this life with ease. Your connection to source, it doesn't always make sense when you get an intuitive hit, because you can't see the full picture, but God can. Source can see everything from a much higher vantage point. So being able to trust that there's a safety net there for you, that when you fall, you will be caught and you will be okay, you will be protected. That's really important. And calling on archangels for protection, I know that's something that brings me a lot of comfort, just to know that I have these invisible warriors. Well, invisible to me. I'm sure that there are people that can see them, but right now, I just don't. But I feel them. I feel their energy. So don't be afraid to call on help if you need it. Your guides are always there for you. Always. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, they're there. Double mission, light worker, starseed, serve the world by being you. So your strength is you and your authenticity. And when you are yourself, people can really feel that, because you're an empath. Okay, you can feel other people's energy, but you can also share your energy with others. They may not be fully aware of why they feel good around you, but your energy actually uplifts them, and so they will feel it, but they will associate it with something else. They will not necessarily associate it with being in your presence, but that's okay. It's not something to call it out. It's just, be there. Sometimes trusting that things that don't work out the way you planned or you wanted them to, when you tried to control a situation, it turns out for the better. Like I said, trusting that God knows like 10 steps ahead of you or more. So, trusting that if something doesn't work out, that maybe there's a reason why. And be yourself. It's such a cliche thing to say, but the more we can be ourselves, the more we want to be around ourselves, because we're not pretending anymore. We're not wearing masks anymore. And we're not hiding. Deep freeze. So this could be, a pattern that's come up for you before, where you just go really cold on people. Maybe you've been hurt in the past and you have trouble with trusting. Maybe it's because you've been so honest that people have really kind of shut you out. Maybe they called you, a bad word, a bossy, bitchy, angry, because you expressed yourself authentically. And a lot of people don't like that, because it makes them uncomfortable. Sometimes handling the emotions of others makes us uncomfortable because it triggers the emotions within us that we're always trying to push down or escape from. So I get the sense that you need to feel your emotions. You need to have a period where you, I mean, it could also signal a period of sort of hibernation, or pausing and being patient while things are kind of incubating. Could be that. So maybe something's coming down the line, but you're feeling a little bit antsy or like you're anticipating it. So I get the sense that you need to either work on feeling your emotions, or just be patient that the next step will be coming soon, and it will be worth the wait. And it could be somebody coming into your life. It could be a community that you've been trying to put together or dreaming of putting together, like-minded people, sharing their light with the world. There's a lot of brightness and beauty in this card. We've got hearts in this card. Yeah, and we've got the two pairs, or the pair of giraffes. So I get the sense that there's going to be, after a period of kind of stagnation or waiting, or going through dealing with those tough emotions, you're going to have a period where everything opens up. Spring is there, come back together. Maybe somebody is coming into your life love-wise. If you've been waiting for that, that could be coming down the pike. All right, let's take a look at your tarot cards here. So with the 8 of Cups, I get the sense that you're waiting for kind of like a greater mission, but you need to remember that there are still things in your life that are beautiful, that are important, and don't turn your back on them. Make sure that you're always coming back to what God has given you, especially if you're waiting for something to come into your life. You have a sense of lack because that thing that you want is not here yet. You need to remember that when we can be grateful for what we have, we can have more come into our life. And coming from a place of gratitude for it, but not attachment to it, because fear that something is going to leave your life can actually lead to that happening, that constant energy and focus on what you don't want. So just make sure to keep that in mind. And yeah, you may be concerned that something is going to happen in terms of your mission here on Earth. You strike me as a bit of a warrior. You're very honest with your words. You don't really, you're pretty blunt and to the point. And I get the sense that you are willing to fight for what you believe in, and you're willing to fight for humanity and helping humanity to get through these birthing pains that we're all going through as we ascend to oneness. And so you are a fierce warrior. You fight without fear, and that's really admirable, because there are so many things that are put in front of us to be fearful about, but you just, when you have that trust in yourself and that trust in your connection to spirit, then there's really nothing that can harm you. I get the feeling that you're ready ready for things, and you're not backing down. You are ready and you are trusting. And this just like solidifies that totally. Like these two cards here, I mean, you got the Three of Swords, the Two of Swords, and the Queen of Swords in a row. Like it is just screaming out at us like this girl is, or this man is badass. Okay, this woman, this man, badass. I get the sense that most of you will be female just because there is such a feminine influence in this, but I don't want to assume anything, so I want to speak to all of my pile number twos. Yeah, you're ready to go. You're ready to set the world on fire, and you are proud and you are dignified and you are willing to fight fairly and valiantly for the world that you want to live in, and the world you want to see, the world that you, if you have children, you want them to grow up in and to leave to their kids. But these two, we've got Five of Cups and Nine of Cups, so there's definitely a period of sadness. It could be guilt or regret. Yeah, like things have been spilled and some sort of maybe relationship issue could be coming through. It looks like you're trying to avoid being dragged under. Things have spilled, although you still have something here, right? These could still be full, so you still have your blessings. So don't forget your blessings, even in the face of, especially in the face of sadness or despair. Those are the times when being grateful for the smallest, it could be the smallest thing, but being grateful is really going to help you through these hard times. And focusing on what's good will avoid you being dragged under the water, so to speak. And it looks like we're going to have some good times, celebrations, love, and full cups all around. So that's good. Let's get a little bit more clarification on the last card about what might be coming through there for you. Okay, Spirit, just please give us a little more information on pile number two's reading here. Okay. Oh, wow. Holy. Okay, so we've got the Ten of Cups, we've got the Four of Wands, and we've got the Two of Pentacles. So what I see here is some really positive cards, in my opinion. You've got this one, which to me says harmony and peace and abundance and love, joy, togetherness. So something really good is definitely coming. So this one is kind of like fun times, maybe some passion, and then really like happy, that happy life that we all really deep down just want to live without all the BS that comes along with life in our world right now. Keep holding the vision of that beautiful life where everybody is just happy and fulfilled, and maybe not all the time, maybe not 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, but a lot of the time this is how we're feeling, because that is possible, because it's all about perspective, right? How we see things. And if we trust, then, and we've got beautiful balance here in this card. We've got a beautiful bright yellow light card. So you're definitely going to see some success in your endeavors, especially when it comes to, I get the sense, especially when it comes to your work here as a light worker. You're making some major leaps and bounds. You're going to help a lot of people, which is great. You're going to be successful, maybe with your partner. You know, you can have a beautiful family and help people, be on a path of service to others. And it's about balance. It's about being able to balance. You know, you're going to have some busy times, but being able to balance your finances, being able to balance family with what you need to do to make a living. It's going to be really important for you, pile number 2. And thank you so much for joining me for this reading. Give me a like if you enjoyed this, and please subscribe to this channel and share if you enjoyed this and think somebody else might benefit. And thank you so much. Have a good night. I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Hello, pile number 3. So we're just gonna get you some cards now. I'm starting with the I Am Affirmation card. Okay. Then we're gonna get you some Starseed Oracle cards. Okay. Spirit, give us some good signs here. Okay. We're gonna do Kitty is on my deck of cards, and then we're gonna do the Enchanted map card. I'll give you a couple of those. Brand new deck. Okay, 2 more of those. And we're gonna do your tarot. Tarot of the Divine. Okay. Let's get into it, pile number 3. Okay, so you chose Golden Palace with the Xenotime. Okay, it's a good card. Let's get your affirmation card. I am evolving. I celebrate growth and change. Beautiful. Okay. Now we're going to do your Starseed Oracle card. You're not alone. Isolation, physical connection, community. Deep cellular healing, Arcturus energy, physical and emotional healing. Okay, wow. Pile number 3, you have some stuff that's gonna be coming. Wow. Okay. Now we've got Stuck in the Mud. Okay, we've got Storm Fields. Wow. Okay. It's funny how these cards tend to these ones tend to be kind of uplifting and exciting, and then these ones that I've been drawing from this deck tend to be like the challenge cards. It's kind of interesting. Okay, so we've got 9 of Wands. Actually, I think I did these ones up here. Yeah, I'm going to put that one there. 9 of Wands, okay. 3 of Cups. We have the Hermit. Temperance. Seven of Swords. Six of Swords. Okay. let me just take a look here and see what's happening for you. Pile number 3, what is your strength? What is your strength? So you chose the Golden Palace. I get the sense that you are somebody that you may be in business, and that the world of kind of financial success and corporate kind of business has been very easy for you. It's come naturally to you, and you may be very successful already. Money flows to you quite easily, I'm guessing, but I get the sense that maybe that's been a bit of a problem for you, and that you're so focused, pile number 3, on your material success and your material gains, that it has kind of led to some loneliness along the way, and maybe made it a little difficult for you to connect with people on a more personal level, and not so much on the kind of formal, stuffy business level. It may make it difficult for you to relate to people because not everybody has achieved what you have, and perhaps the people that have achieved what you have are not really so real themselves, so it may be difficult for you to forge deep connections with people. But I am evolving means that you're making changes, you're recognizing, or you have recognized, or you will recognize, that it's not all about material wealth. It's great that you're good at that, and that's one of your strengths, but it's not all there is to life. And I think you're beginning to feel that, pile number 3, that you really need to kind of branch out and explore other avenues and other opportunities, because you feel like something is missing. You're so focused on this one area of your life, but there's so many other areas that are not being nourished, that need to be nourished a little bit more than they have been so far. So you're celebrating growth and change, and that is really positive, because growth really helps us. Growth and change help us to be better people, help us to make the world a better place as a result. You're not alone. Physical connection, community. I get the sense that it has been difficult for you. You have felt really alone at times. You may have suffered with addictions, or mental health issues, especially being stuck inside. Most of the world was restricted in some way, as to where they could go or what they could do in the past couple of years because of the pandemic. And so you may be feeling really alone, like you're the only one who's going through this. You may be going through part of your spiritual awakening, and things are a little bit lonely on that path, especially if you're not, you don't have a supportive partner, or a friend who's understands where you're at, because they've either been there or they are there. But this is something to work on. This is something to evolve into and embrace change and growth, where you allow people into your life. You allow yourself to be more authentic. Deep cellular healing, Arcturus energy, physical and emotional healing. Sorry, I was casting a shadow there. Yeah, you definitely need to go through some emotional healing. Do the emotional healing first, because the physical healing will come as a result. Doesn't mean that you shouldn't be focusing on exercise, getting a healthy diet, making good changes in your diet. It's not easy, but it is possible. just little things, drinking high quality drinking water, making sure you're getting enough salt in your diet, making sure you're getting enough sleep, compressing your feeding window so you're not eating constantly all day and all night. Just really being gentle with your body. Stuck in the mud mean to me that says that you are quite stuck in certain ways and certain patterns, and you don't or can't don't feel like you can move past it. You've maybe tried a lot of times. It could be with losing weight, let's say, or kicking a habit. Maybe you want to stop smoking or stop drinking coffee or stop drinking alcohol. These things, these are coping mechanisms. They are a way for us to escape what is bothering us. So maybe if you're working a lot, maybe you're a workaholic, maybe you're working because that is your escape from whatever you don't want to feel, whatever emotion you're trying to avoid, because it's uncomfortable. Growth is uncomfortable. We grow, we turn into diamonds when we're under pressure, right? So it is important for you to recognize where you're stuck and begin to get comfortable with being uncomfortable, with making changes to your life, to your routines, and making different choices so that you can do the healing that you need to do. Okay, and then we've got storm fields. So yeah, something's gonna come like a tornado, not a real but a metaphorical tornado is probably coming through for you. Like something big's gonna come through and kind of disrupt your reality, I would say. Just really, like, it could be the loss of the career that you had before, the one that brought you so much success. Like you could lose everything. It could be some sort of other challenge. Hopefully it's not something too serious, but I do get the feeling that something is coming for you. Growth is coming for you, but it's gonna be tough for a little bit, and you just have to trust that your house isn't going to be destroyed. You will not be destroyed in this storm. You will be able to weather the storm, and that's part of your strength, is that you are resilient and resourceful, and you find a way to make things work. That's why you've been so successful in business. Now you need to apply those same principles to other areas of your life. Okay, we're going to take a look at your tarot now. We've got the Nine of Wands. Okay. This one looks like a lot of what you're afraid of is just, it's within you, right? Everything outside of us is a reflection of us. So if you have a lot of fear, you believe a lot of the fear mongering that happens in the world. You watch, you watch MSM. It's gonna be something for you to overcome. You're going to have to be able to discern the difference between real and perceived risk, real and perceived danger, because not everything that feels like a massive threat in our minds often doesn't turn out to be as bad as we thought. And that is often the case. Of course, there are exceptions in life where, somebody's worst fear comes true. But you also have to wonder, how much energy did they put into worrying about that, thinking about it? When you replay something in your mind over and over again, it can have it could be a good thing or a bad thing, right? If it's something you really want, you want a job, you imagine yourself getting that job. You go to the interview, you ace the interview because you thought about it and you had good, you had good feelings, and you got the job in the end and it all worked out. Or anything that you kind of manifest into your life, you can also it can also have a negative effect if it's something that you don't want and you're putting a lot of energy into and emotions into that fear of having that happen. And unfortunately, often it can come to fruition because it's just something that, I guess it's part of an experience that you need to experience those kind of monsters coming out of the closet and face it and kind of see what you're made of. It's not nice to have for people to have to suffer or go through something hard, especially if it's something they really don't want or they're really afraid of, but sometimes it's what we need to grow. But a lot of it, I think, is more perceived fear, perceived threats, perceived danger versus actual. It looks like things are going to come into balance, though. You're going to be able to be a little bit more laid back, celebrate, just really move out of that fear into a place of trust and balance. Yeah, I get the sense that that's coming, and that perhaps it means making some changes to your routine, making more time for you, making more time for meditation and relaxation and downtime, making sure you're getting a break, making sure you're walking around if you're working at a job where you're sitting all day. And yeah, there's still going to be some times where you feel like alone on your path, and like I said before, this is normal. This is part of, becoming that butterfly, is going inside that chrysalis or chrysalis. Yeah, I think that's what it's called. And the caterpillar turns, they spin that web into the dark, or they spin themselves into that darkness and turn to goo, and somehow they come out a beautiful butterfly, but they have to work hard to get out of that cocoon, so they can spread their wings. So yeah, there's going to be a few periods over the course of your life where you feel really alone, really dark, really you might feel like being alone. That's okay too. It can be difficult when you live with other people and other people have expectations of you and what your time will be with them. But just make sure it's coming from a place of authenticity and not out of a place of obligation. And that comes back to being grateful. This one kind of tells me that you need to balance your kind of monkey mind. I get the sense that you're kind of always thinking of the next thing, and you're trying to just get it all done, and you're burning yourself out. So you need to temper, like it says, temperance. You need to balance out the things that absolutely need to be done with the things that don't. And just make sure you're giving yourself grace, you're doing your best, and you don't have to, and shouldn't have to do it all, but you're putting a lot of undue pressure on yourself, and you really don't need to. So I get the sense you need to just slow down and take that time to yourself, take that time to be alone. Okay, so you've got two cards here, Seven of Swords and the Six of Swords. And these signify to me that you still have some things that you're worried about. You still have some darkness to overcome that is within you. But I get the sense that it seems a lot worse to you than it actually is. And that you're just coming from a place of wanting to protect yourself. But sometimes when we put up a wall to protect ourselves from people getting in and hurting us, we also can't receive the loving kind of balm that heals us. So the beautiful side of human interaction, but there is a need for vulnerability to allow that potential for being hurt in order to gain something more valuable, which is love. This is not so easy in practice, and you may want to run away from a relationship. Either it could be a relationship you're already in, or a new one. So a relationship that you want to end. Maybe you feel like you can't, or maybe you're not sure if you want to, or it could be a new relationship that would potentially be very good for you, but that you are kind of afraid to commit to. I get the sense too that there's some only child work that may need to be done so that you can heal those traumatic childhood wounds and be able to be in a relationship with somebody with secure attachment. Let's get a little more guidance from Source on this. Ooh, okay, that one. We have to listen when cards come flying out. Okay, Spirit, just give us a little more guidance on the relationship aspect for pile number 3. Okay. So, what was this Furious card? Walking away from something. Standing in solitude, looking out across the perspective of the land and the sun. Okay. Yeah, I really do get, we have some repetition with got the moon and the sun. So I do get the sense that something is going out of your life. You may be walking away because we had this, so I think something's coming to an end. It could be a job that you're walking away from. Maybe you're going into a job or as an entrepreneur and something that you really love to do. You're looking, this could be your contemplation of, is it the right decision, or maybe looking back and wondering if you made the right choice. I think it is. I think it will be the right choice for you. Sometimes we have second thoughts, but because you've got the sun here, it looks like once you make that decision, things are going to look better. Things are going to look up. You're going to be much happier. You're going to go back to that childhood joy. And you're going to kind of ride off into the sunset. I mean, there will be bumps along the way, but for this reading, that's what it looks like. Thanks, pile number 2, or pile number 3. It was so nice to have you here. Give me a thumbs up if you liked this video, and if you want more, please subscribe and turn on the notifications so you'll see when I publish videos. Have a good night. Thanks. Bye. That's not working. Hi, pile number 4. Last but not least, we have protecting treasure. And our question today, Spirit, is what is pile number 4's strength? Okay, we're going to start with an I am affirmation card. And then we're going to go with your Starseed Oracle cards. We're going to have Enchanted Map card 2. Let's get you your tarot. Oh, okay. Just going to put that one when they pop out. We have to take that as a sure sign that that's the right card. Okay, let's dig in here. Just going to move your beautiful card up here, and you chose the Amethyst. So protecting treasure. Let's see what else we've got. I am empowered. I know my worth and lead with vitality. Beautiful. Your oracle card says, all paths lead home. Inner authority, intuition, turn your gaze within. We've got earth pulsing, pulse of the mother, slow down, time in nature. Okay. We've got wide open. I think that was actually from one of the first piles. Oops, I didn't mean to put that back in, but I think it's important. If that's what came up, that's what came up. Making a choice. Okay. So the High Priestess. Whoop. Judgment. Page of Cups. Eight of Coins. Justice. Wow. Wow, pile number 4. You have some really strong cards here. Wow. The Emperor, holy. Lots of major arcana cards. Wow. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. That is spectacular. Okay. Let's dive in. So we've got protecting treasure. So, okay. Protecting treasure. Pile number 4, I get the sense that you really understand what it is that humanity is working towards, and you really hold a massive light inside you, and it seems like you might be kind of keeping that to yourself. Maybe you're worried about what could happen if you completely unleashed your power. I believe your power is your light, just right off the bat from this. But let's see what the rest of the reading says. I am empowered. So this tells me that you're a very confident person. And you are a leader. I get the sense that you're just holding back. You may be working in something like women's rights or LGBTQ. Don't want to say it too fast and like leave out letters. You may be somebody who is an advocate for the BIPOC community. I just get the sense that you are somebody who is working to help people who have been the underdogs, who have been marginalized, who have been mistreated, who have been underappreciated, lied to, hurt, and enslaved, or worse. You really have a strong sense of wanting to elevate everybody so that everybody feels about themselves the way God feels about them. I get the sense that you can really see that with clear vision, but that you may be holding back on fully coming into your power, and it will come in time. All paths lead home. So you're really coming to a period where you have to go within and really clean up your house, do some tidying, do some maintenance, clear out what's old, what you're not using. And this is in the it could be in the metaphorical sense, but also, it is important to focus on your environment out externally, but it could be between both, cleaning up your external environment and your internal world, your emotions. You're developing your intuition. One of the ways that I've worked on developing my intuition is by just freehand or freestyle reading tarot cards without really consulting a book or anything, just kind of going with what comes through naturally. So that's something that you're going to need to work on, because inner authority, like the source of your being, is really what's in charge, right? That's where all your power comes from. So when you have that connection, when you're plugged in, tapped in, turned on, as Abraham would say, then that's where you can really, that's where you get the energy to really help people. It's channeled from source through you to help others. And one of the ways you can connect with source is by being in nature, for sure. Slowing down, feeling the pulse of earth, grounding yourself, imagining those roots coming out of the bottom of your feet and your tailbone, your grounding cord, and just imagining those going down into the earth, and also connecting out through your crown chakra to the great central sun. And that will really help you to feel rooted here. It will help you to help others because you'll be connecting with source directly, and you'll be able to share that beautiful, loving energy with others. Wide open, yes, open yourself up to the possibility that everything is going to be okay, that humanity is slowly but surely evolving, that we are all ascending because we all have to go together, all humans. So there may be beings that are among us that are not, that may not want us to ascend. So it's important that we protect ourselves energetically. I always call on Archangel Michael to protect me when I'm feeling a bit insecure. I always know that I can call on that, and it has never let me down. I always feel at peace and safe and protected. So just don't be afraid to open yourself up and make sure you put protective shields. One of the things that I do periodically is just imagine you're lying in your bed, and imagine from the top of your head a white light coming into your crown chakra and completely covering your body with a beautiful mesh light shield. Could be any color you want. Could be purple, could be ultraviolet purple, could be red, it could be blue, could be yellow, whatever you like. Could be just white light. Just imagine it covering the entire exterior of your body, including your aura, outside your body. So you can imagine an egg around you, all the way down to your feet, around your hands, around the bottoms of your feet, and just protecting you. And then you can even go farther and do a light shield around your house or your apartment, and anything else you want to protect. You can imagine a light shield around it. Now you can't interfere with the free will of another person. So if another person doesn't accept your light shield around them, then it will not work. But if they are open to receiving that light and that love and that shield, then it will be in effect. And I do it from time to time on my kids, just in case. Making a choice. So you're going to come to a crossroads, obviously, and you're going to have to decide, and it could be the big choice, which is, are you on a path of service to self or service to others in this life, in this incarnation? And that will determine what kind of circumstances come up in your life. One of the things about service to others, which I get the sense that could be the path that you're on, just because, although this one says all paths lead home, but I think that, and it does seem like you're very kind of protective of your energy, and that's okay, because obviously we do want to make sure that we're protected, but I get the sense that it's a difficult decision for you. My cat, sorry. Really not sure which way to go. Well, let's see if we can give you some insight here. Again, I get the sense of kind of being very introverted. You may like to spend a lot of time alone. You could be an empath. This may be the reason why you're protective of your energy, because you really, really take on other people's emotions really easily, and that can be kind of traumatic, especially if you don't realize that this is what's happening. It could be really hard to understand why you're feeling so strongly about something when the circumstances really don't match. So yeah, you may be picking up on other people's energy, but putting up the light shield can really, really help with that, just to protect your energy. And don't judge yourself too harshly if you want to spend time alone. This is important for us to have these times of solitude in our lives. It can't be all partying and socializing all the time. I think, which one was first? I think this one was first. Judgment. Yeah, so you may be judging yourself for things that you've done in the past. You may be judging others for things that they've done, either to you or to other people. But in the end, we need to remember that judgment doesn't help anything. It doesn't help anyone. It's important that we let God be the judge of us. And we try to see things through the eyes of God. It's very forgiving. God came here, the universe, source, to experience itself. And so God doesn't really deem things the same way that we humans do, as good and bad. It's all experience, it's all data. And I think that we tend to see the hard stuff in our life, the bad stuff, as negative experiences, and that something that shouldn't be happening to us. But just the mere fact that something is happening to us is evidence that that's kind of the way that it had to be. If it could have happened any other way, it would have. We have to remember that life is full of different types of lessons that we came here to learn, that we selected ahead of time, and agreed to forget, which I know sounds insane, but as a soul, this what you want is growth and being able to level up in the game of life. And we can't possibly just do that in one lifetime. We want to come back and we want to have a do-over, just like in a video game where we would reset and try it again until we get better at it. So just remember, don't judge yourself or others too harshly. And this is really going to help you to enjoy life a bit more when you're not taking things so seriously and you're not so critical of yourself or critical of other people or what they're doing. You can be more authentically you. And I think this is really going to be helpful for you to, have that ability to just be more neutral, be more slow to judge. Just reserve judgment until you know more about a situation. Being able to respond rather than to react. Reaction is like, just really quick based on emotion, but the ability to kind of deal with your emotions and to wrangle them, not to push them away, but to feel them and to allow them to flow, and then respond from a place of having weathered the storm of the emotion and being on the other side where everything is subsided and you're calm. And that's not easy to do, but that's something that I see you coming into, and you will get better at it the more you perfect it and commit to learning that about that aspect of yourself. It looks like you're going to come into perhaps some hard times with, it could be with money. It could be that you're going to get hurt or burned in a sense financially. Hopefully not, but it kind of signifies to me that some sort of challenge may be coming up. Maybe you're starting a new business venture and it's going to be a little bit rocky for a bit. We've got inflation and interest rates going up, and so you may be having a little bit of trouble, but just remember, you are empowered and you have the power to shift your perspective and to allow yourself to feel the way you feel about something, but to be the alchemist of that energy and to transform that energy and those emotions with love. And then it looks like, okay, so maybe this is a bad business deal or something, and because justice has come through here. So maybe somebody has treated you unfairly. They cheated you out of something that belonged to you or that you were owed. maybe promises were made and not kept. But I get the sense that you're going to speak up for yourself. You're not going to just let it slip by. You're going to fight for what's right, and you're going to stick it out to the end, and you're going to get what you want in the end, because you are a fierce fighter. Your power is this beautiful light within you, and when you unleash that light, especially if it's in with positive intention behind it, then you will be successful. And I get the sense that you could be doing this for a long time. This seems like longevity, and masculine energy here. So this could be somebody, a mentor or something coming into your life. Let's get a little more clarification on that last card. Okay, Spirit, please give us a little bit more information. Okay, wow. Okay, so it looks like you've been through a lot. Okay, you're battle hardened, but you made it through. You're a bit weary, it looks like, but everything is kind of in order. More struggle could be on the way. More conflict. Conflict is part of life, but in the end, you are victorious, and you have the world, your light. This is at the center of all things. The fifth element, love. We've got all the 4 fixed zodiacs: earth, air, fire, water, and love. So that is your reading. Pile number 4, your strength, your power is love and your light, and you will find a way to let it out, unleash it on the world in a positive way. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you liking this video if you enjoyed it. Please share if you think there's somebody who would like it too, and if you want to be notified, you can subscribe and click the bell notifications, and you'll get an email when a new video comes out. And I will see you in the next video. Thanks everyone. Bye.